Hey everyone, ArdrethShadow here, and welcome back to Shattered Time Rewind. Specifically, the updated version. Previously, we learned that Natsuki died under mysterious circumstances. And after being sent back in time, after performing a freaky deaky ritual, it's up to us to uncover the mystery. So, here we go. I wake up to find myself lying on the cold, hard ground. Yeah. It's happening again. I get up and see the familiar house right in front of me. Sure enough, there's the mailbox with the side-wrenching name on it. I psych myself up as I approach the gate. Once again, it creaks open after barely touching it. I approach the entrance, and I gently open the door. It's official. I've broken into someone's home. Someone argued that he technically didn't since it was wide open. Well, I mean, he's still not exactly... he's still trespassing. So, I mean, technicalities aside. I know Mom would be extremely disappointed if she found out about this. I close the door quietly as I can as I make my way into the house. The time for hesitating is long gone. I still can't believe I did that crazy ritual for Amy. I also can't believe Tarankos is apparently real. What else is going to go wrong? I shouldn't even ask. Tempting fate is just asking for more trouble. I have no idea who's inside the house, but I don't think they'll be happy with some young punk roaming around. I look at the kitchen, which is lined with beer bottles galore. Imagination. Use it. There are coffee mugs with cold coffee sprinkled throughout the mess, as well as a bowl of leftover rice. Rice! I also see some cheap dinnerware that looks like it came from a discount store littering the inside of the sink. What happened to this place? Does someone actually live here? I graze my hand over the counter where I find a picture frame with a picture of Natsuki and who I'm guessing are her parents. I guess that answers my question. Everyone is smiling and looking cheerful here, and yet, whenever I saw Natsuki, she never looked all that cheerful. If anything, she looked grumpy like 80% of the time I ever saw her in class, so to see this... I had no idea she could even smile. Then again, a lot of the gossipers around school have made similar jokes about me, so I'm not one to talk. I turn away from the picture and look at the sink a little closer. There's a ton of baking pans in here just begging to be washed, along with some dinner plates and bowls. My mom would freak out if she saw this place. Good thing she isn't here then. My nose picks up a sweet-smelling aroma from the baking pans. Whatever it was, it must have been really good. I wonder if Natsuki was the one behind the baking. I can't help but think about... Ugh! No! Not again. She loved baking a lot back then. I think back to the times she would make my favorite cookies just because she felt like it. Everything was so different back then. Kodonoa, why did you do it? Why? I tear myself away from the sink, and I get away from the kitchen. I can't be in here right now. Not when memories of her are still swirling around in my head. I need to get out of here. I quietly make my way upstairs. There wasn't anything else of note on the first floor aside from more chaos strewn all over the place. I choose to go into the first room I come across and gently open the door. There, right in front of me, is a pink bed with a sleeping Natsuki. She looks so peaceful and serene. Wait, what the hell am I even doing in here? I already broke into her house. Do I want to add being some kind of pervert to my list of crimes here? I'm a guy in a random girl's room at night, and she has no relation or feelings toward me whatsoever. Yeah, this doesn't feel awkward at all. As I back out of the room, I remember Amy's parting words to me. Don't mess this up. So, whatever it takes, right? Great. I shouldn't be doing this. Ugh. Despite how uncomfortable I am, I begin snooping around her room. Within reason, of course. There's a mirror right by her doorway that looks kinda dusty. There's a sticky note with the number 8 on it for some reason. Below it, there's another note with a doodle of a cat on it. As I inspect the room, one thing is clear. There is a lot of pink happening here. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised or anything, but this all feels so foreign to me. There's an array of cute little trinkets lining up one of her shelves. I guess I forgot that one. Huh. Well, I guess that's something we sort of have in common. Well, not so much the cute anime... Well, not so much the cute anime figurines, but collecting anime figurines in general. Although the ones I get aren't so cutesy. I stop in my tracks. I look over to Natsuki. She's still asleep. Phew. I guess she's just mumbling in her sleep. I really don't want to be caught here. I have to find some clues and get the hell out of here. I look over the shelves again and spot what seems to be a diary. Okay, maybe this ought to have some helpful information in it. As I grab it, I'm struck by guilt as I hold the book in my hands. I can't help but feel disgusted myself. But I'm not doing this to stalk or prey on Natsuki like some kind of creep. I guess I only feel that way considering I'm standing in her room while she's asleep after breaking into her house. And I have some terrible memories of Kotonoha. When she had her own stalker issue. Now I'm here in Natsuki's room. And I'm holding a diary of her innermost personal thoughts. Almost like how that scum tried to break into Koto's home. Ugh, no! I'm doing this to save your life, Natsuki. Sorry in advance. May 28th, 2019. Everything has been so damn depressing lately. It's honestly suffocating. I feel like I can't breathe sometimes. I haven't felt like smiling in forever. When I try to, it feels so forced and like there's no heart to it. Amy teases me saying I need to smile. Amy teases me saying I need to smile more, but how can I? I don't even know what's keeping me going at this point. Whatever it is, I just don't want to know what'll happen if I lose my mind. By the time I find out, it might be too late. I can't even describe how much I hate this right now. I can hear him. Right now. He's downstairs, drinking. He hasn't come up to my room yet. God, please don't let him come in all angry or sad. Please don't do anything terrible. I don't know if I can take this anymore. Okay, sorry about that. Let us resume. I don't know if I can take this anymore. Sometimes I stop and wonder what it'd be like if someone came to the house to get me out of here and keep me safe. Huh. Yeah, like that'll ever happen. Well, technically it did happen in the original exit music. This isn't a movie, Natsuki. You're not going to meet your hero and have him save you. And I honestly did think, like, the hero poem that she wrote to him was, like, very sweet. And yeah, Natsuki in the original exit music was probably one of the best things about that mod. Compared to Exit Music Redux, where Natsuki is one of the worst parts of that mod. But that's another debate for another day. May 29th, 2019. Every day it's the same damn thing. School doesn't really interest me much anymore. Then again, it honestly hasn't been the same since last year. Kodono's sudden death really changed the ambience for everyone. She was such... Oops. Okay, well at least Natsuki's voice doesn't wear down on me like Akane's voice. She was such a cool person too. She was always super pretty and graceful with intelligence to boot. I swear she had it all. At least compared to someone so small and cutesy like me. I hate it when anyone calls me cute. Kodo was a lot like Yuri now that I think about it. Well, they were cousins, so maybe I shouldn't be too surprised. I wish we got to hang out to swap more baking tips and secrets with each other. I hadn't felt that good about talking to someone in a long time. I lost all that on that fateful day, and now... even Yuri doesn't seem to like talking to me anymore. Meanwhile, Kodo felt like the sister I never had. It was like I could be more like myself around her and not have to worry about scaring her off. She felt comfortable enough to tell me little things about herself as well. Like when she told me about this guy that I just so happened to sit behind in class. May 30th, 2019. I don't even know why she told me about that guy. I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy or anything, but I could see her aiming a lot higher. Roasted. The way she talks about him, though... I swear, it's like she's trying to make me fall for him or something. Not that I like him or anything, of course. I hardly know him. I'm pretty sure she liked him. No doubt about it. The weird thing is, the guy she was talking about sounds nothing like the guy in my class. I thought it was a mistake and I had the wrong guy, but nope. It's the very same Daniel. I even asked Mio to make sure, and she confirmed it for me. I don't know why, but ever since then, it's like I've been seeing a lot more of him around lately. And without even trying to. I don't know why I'm even talking about him right now. I just need to stop already, or else... Nope. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. Not even for this silly diary entry. Jeez, tell me how you really feel about me, why don't you? Well, confirmed. Natsuki hates me. Whatever. As much as I would have loved it if Kodono had feelings for me, I doubt it. A woman like her with genuine class in love with a guy like me? Get real. Just as I'm about to turn the page, I hear some loud booming footsteps. Shit! This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. I quickly hide under the bed, desperate to keep out of sight. That's when I notice I still have the diary in my hand. Oh shit. I can't worry about that now. The footsteps are getting closer. I curl up as much as I can, hoping no one will see me down here. They suddenly stop and the door opens, revealing the shadow of a lone figure looming in the doorway. Whoever it is, they're giving off a murderous aura that I can feel all the way from down here. He slowly walks into the room. I can't get a good look at him, unfortunately, so I decide to lay low and be quiet. Natsuki, are you still awake? Were you waiting for me? I'm sorry. I just finished work, so I'm a bit late. Thanks for waiting up, though. What? I didn't hear a car pulling up from outside. In fact, there was already a car parked out in front. Goddamn liar. What's this guy's angle? Natsuki wrestles in her bed. I hear the springs creak as she sits up. She doesn't say anything to him. This has to be her father, I assume. You know, things have been very rough these last few days. Things haven't been going well at all for me at work. They got mad at me today because I didn't get a report done in time. They took the thing and threw it in my face and went on about all the little editing mistakes I made. Probably spent 10 minutes telling me how my report was worthless to them and that I need to improve. Well, maybe if they'd actually tell me what I need to improve and how... I shouldn't be complaining too much, should I? Things just haven't been the same since we lost your mom. How long has it been since she left this earth? Not that it matters anyway. So since it didn't seem all that clear, at least in this scene, yeah, I went ahead and I retweaked it so that way it's clear what happened to her mom. I still regret that fight we had. The last fight we ever had. For context, how it would have gone is that they were having an argument, which would have led to the mom leaving the house, hopping in her car and just wanting to, get the hell out of Dodge. But unfortunately, things did not work out so well, and one thing led to another. Next thing you know, she's in a car accident, and she is gone. That was at least how that scene was written, although, of course, we obviously don't get it here. If I'm able to make the Shattered Time Rewind prequel work, though, who knows? Maybe I can try to swing something. The diary did mention how her dad seems to drink a lot, and how you don't want to be around him when he's sad or angry. So from the sound of things, Natsuki only has her father in her life. I can only imagine how rough it's been on her. I'm snapped back to reality as he gets closer to the bed. That's when I notice something behind his back. At least, the shadow of it. What? No. No! You can't. You can't! Tell me, Nat. Tell me you're on my side. You are on my side, right, Natsuki? You won't just up and leave me out of the blue, right? Ever since your mom died, you've been all I have left. You'll stay here by my side, won't you, Nat?
I'm on your side. I won't go anywhere. I promise.
It sure doesn't sound like she believes the words coming out of her mouth. She said that all in a hushed whisper. I haven't even seen the guy, but he's already making my skin crawl. Meanwhile, she has to see and talk to him every day. I don't think I'd be able to handle that if he was my old man. Her father chuckles to himself before letting out a deep sigh. Tell me, Natsuki. If I said I wanted to die, would you die with me?
No. Dad? What are you saying?
It's gotten very hard to keep on living, you see. I can't handle this anymore. It's all just too much. I can't deal with it now. The world is a cruel, unforgiving place. I feel like there's only one way to make the suffering just stop. Just end it all and be free from strife and grief. I can't do that, though. That'd be selfish of me. If I did that, I'd be leaving you by yourself with no one else in the world. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. You'd be all alone in this damn cruel world without anyone to take care of you. I can't just do that. So I'm asking you. Please, die with me.
Dad,
It's happening all over again. I can still see those lifeless lavender eyes looking back at me. They never failed to pierce into my own with how brilliant they shone. At least, not until I saw her that day. The day she was taken from this world. This guy's fucked in the head. Relax, Nat. I have it all planned out and everything. He takes whatever he was holding behind his back and holds it to Natsuki. I knew it. It was a pistol. You'll go first so you won't have to do the job yourself. Then I'll go after you.
Dad, stop! What are you...
Before I can react, I hear a gunshot. He killed his own daughter! I have to muffle my mouth as Natsuki's body slumps over, her hand dangling from the edge of the bed. I feel like I'm going to throw up right now. What the actual fuck? How could he do something so batshit insane without hesitation? He's breathing heavily as he reloads the gun. Don't worry, Natsuki. I'm right behind you. There's a silence in the air as nothing happens. I look to see his shadow again. He's holding the gun to the roof of his mouth, but his hands are trembling. There is no second gunshot. He's just standing there. I can't. I can't pull the damn trigger. I can't do it, Natsuki. I just can't do it. I can't finish the job. I'm too scared to do it myself. He drops to his knees, letting out an anguished cry that rattles the windows. No! I just killed my only daughter. I killed the only person I had left in this world. Ah, Natsuki. What have I done? Kaede, forgive me.
Hey, do you think I'd be better off dead?
It's all starting to make sense now. Natsuki, your dad makes mine look like a friggin' saint. Her very life cut short at the... Okay. Yeah, I know some people are gonna have like a field day with all the spelling and errors and whatever that I left in there. But it's supposed to say, her very life cut short by the hands of her own father. She was forced into a double suicide by him after he went batshit insane. She tried to put up some bit of a fight, only for him to kill her anyway. I don't know what else she could have done, but then what can you do when you're defenseless against someone with a goddamn gun? How bad was her life for everything to end like this for her? Is that why she asked me that question? Why, though? Who's there? What? I look to see a deranged-looking man glaring right at me. You're not having your way with my daughter! He roars to life as he tries to grab me. I do my best to lift the bed as I get up. I then shove it right at him, sending it and Natsuki's body crashing on him. I can't waste time grieving for Natsuki. I'm sorry, Natsuki, but your killer dad is coming after me now. With no choice, I jump out of the window. I land in some bushes. I look up to see if he's there. He isn't. I run. I run as far as I can go. After jumping out the window, I fell pretty badly and injured my shoulder, but I can't let that stop me now. I have to run. I have to live. I look and see that I'm still clutching Natsuki's diary. Well, there's no point in trying to return it now unless I want to share Natsuki's fate. Her dad is a goddamn psychopath. I managed to make it home. It looks like I outran him. Assuming he was chasing after me in the first place. I wasn't going to bother checking to make sure. I get into the house as fast as I can, making sure I lock the door behind me. I don't think he got a good look at my face, thankfully, but I doubt he's going to give up so easily. After all, I'm the sole witness to his messed up crime. I clean myself up in the bathroom and take some painkillers for my shoulder. Damn. Hopefully this won't be so bad in the morning. I don't think Mom heard anything. I swear she can sleep through anything with how much of a heavy sleeper she is. Lucky for me, I suppose. I get ready for bed, trying to put this whole experience out of my mind. I can't do it, though. I just witnessed Natsuki's father kill her in cold blood like it was nothing. How do you forget something like that? I'm not going to sleep well tonight, assuming I can even sleep at all. June 4th, 2019. It's time for another day at school. Only this time, it's not even another day. I'm reliving the same damn day as if I were in some kind of movie or video game. Despite this revelation, I got up as I usually did. Mom didn't notice I was missing once again, and I don't have to explain anything to her. Even if I did, I doubt anyone would believe me. Hey, I'm from the future, and I came back to the past to stop a murder! Yeah, they'll send the goons with their white nets to lock me up in a padded room for sure. I wish I didn't have to see that freak chick Amy, or anyone else for that matter. Oops, too slow. Ah, look at little Edgelord Jr. Are you gonna cry? I wish I didn't have to see this dipshit either. She's psychotic, but at least Amy is sort of easy on the eyes. This guy makes my stomach churn. I look past him and sidestep him entirely to get to my locker. As I do that, he slams his fist on the locker next to mine. You got some kind of nerve! I give him a vacant stare as I turn to look at him. Talk to me when I'm talking to you! Nah. I'm just gonna ignore this asshole. I turn back to face my locker when he continues running his mouth. You think you're too good to talk to me? Hey! Answer me! I'm sorry, were you saying something? Speak up. I don't think they heard you in Cuba. As I pass by him, I hear some students snickering to themselves as Jorichiro tries to contain his outrage. Get back over here and say that to my face! I'm sorry, I don't speak, loser. Maybe you should take Destiny's advice and stop talking. Much like in the previous loop, I hold up my hand in a flapping mouth gesture as I go to class. All the while he runs his mouth about how I'm so fucking dead or whatever. I swear, he's such a waste of oxygen. At the very least, I can hit him where it hurts by Dang it. At the very least, I can hit him where it hurts by mentioning Destiny to him. As I turn the corner, I decide to test out a little theory before going to class. I've got the time, so why not? Dare I say, why not? I look around and walk into a random classroom. The day is just going to repeat itself, so there's no need to worry. What's the worst that could happen? Getting expelled? No, I wouldn't want to do anything that crazy, even with my curse of repeating the same day. I scan the room and walk up to a girl sitting by herself. Hey.
Me?
What's your name?
I'm Aiko. Aiko Amaya.
Who was your favorite teacher in junior high?
That'd be Mr. Oikawa, aka Mr. Sexy, as me and my friends used to call him. I miss him. God, what I wouldn't give to have him over at this school.
Oh, okay.
God, what I wouldn't give to have him over at this school.
That's nice. Well, see ya.
Hey! Huh? Hey, wait! What's with the random questions? Were you trying to ask me out? If you are, you're doing a really bad job at it. Get back over here!
Nope, not on your life, sister. I turn on my heel and walk out of that class. Aiko Amaya. Why does that name sound familiar? Whatever. I'll hang on to that seemingly useless information for later. Well, if you've played all the Team Trader mods, including those that were not written by me, then Aiko Amaya might sound like a familiar name. So some bit of useless trivia was... Well, the sprite, her name is Aoki, which is a little difficult to say, especially with the heavy emphasis on the AO sound. So we just renamed her to Aiko since it's a little easier. And, well, I initially had her planned to be like an antagonist character. Nightmare Ninja, who was the one writing the Yuri and Kodo series, he went ahead and kind of took the idea to use that sprite to be like one of the antagonistic characters in that series. And now, I guess just to, keep everything consistent, even though like the way I write the mods is different, obviously, like different naming scheme, different family histories, different everything almost. There are some things that overlap. And I did decide, okay, I'm gonna put Aiko back into my mods, going with some of the things that I wrote for her, but also taking from Yuri and Kodo just a little bit. Because she basically, the way I was going to write her anyway was that she's, well, eventually you'll see, and we'll circle back to that. Now then, time to start my day properly. Much like in the previous loop, I'm able to answer almost every question flawlessly, despite not having studied a damn thing. The teachers were impressed while the other students looked at me in shock and awe. I never spoke up in class all that much, and I was never much of a star student, so this must have been a surprise. The lesson was done for this class, so we had time to ourselves before lunch. Excuse me. As I rested my head on my desk, I heard some students whispering about how strange I was being. Someone even said I could rival Monica if I was secretly holding out on how smart I was. I wouldn't be able to meet her level, even if I wanted to. She can keep her spot as being the school idol. I honestly don't care much about my grades these days. I'm brought out of my thoughts by a light tapping on my shoulder. I turn to meet a familiar face. Hello, Mio.
Daniel? Are you holding up okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Well, I just thought considering the news our homeroom teacher gave us this morning and all.
Yeah, I know. It's a damn shame.
Coupled with what today is, I was just wondering if you were feeling okay.
I'm fine. It's no big deal. I haven't thought about her all that much.
It's okay to miss her, Daniel. She was my best friend. I miss her too.
I know what you're trying to do, Mio, but I just don't want to talk about it right now.
Well, I know you're probably not going to like this, but I need to talk to you a little more. Meet me during lunch.
Just like yesterday. As she heads for the door, a wild stampede proceeds to knock her out of the way. A wild animal stampede proceeds to knock her out of the way. I manage to get a hold of her as she stumbles. She looks at me, admittedly flustered. Yeah, I guess... How would I say? The way I write Mio, I mean, aside from actually, going through her character notes and kind of being like, okay, this is how she works, so how else can I, work with this? She's also kind of like the sort of prim and proper lady kind of girl. Like, essentially, probably what you would think of when you think of a maiden. And she's never really thought about romance, so having a guy, hold on to her does make her feel a little, well, maybe a little nervous, a little unsure of what's going on.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
I don't say anything as I let her go and continue on my way. Maybe I can't stop those idiots from knocking her out of the way, but I can at least be there to catch her before she falls. I know that she would have done the same thing for Mio in my position. After all, she was a very headstrong person. Stubborn but graceful, intelligent, and loyal to the end. That fierce loyalty was something I always admired about her. Ugh, damn it! Stop thinking about her! She's gone and there's nothing you can do about it! Thinking about her is only going to make you more of a depressed loser than you already are. Walking to the cafeteria, I hear some footsteps behind me. I turn around and, sure enough, it's the gorilla. Hey. Oh sure, now you want to talk to me. I'm not in the mood to talk to you right now, Jorichiro. I know you're here to beat my face in, but don't waste your time. You think you can order me around, you little punk? I'm not ordering you around, you dink. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Clearly, you've decided to ignore it. Oh, what? So you don't want to fight me? What's the matter? Are you scared? Scared of what? You? You're about as scary as the 1960s Bonzilla. Oh, really? Hey, wait. I just remembered something. What was it again? Oh, that's right. What's today? What's this? Is he actually using his brain for something? Oh, that's right. Something happened last year. What was that again? Oh, that's right. Wasn't there that one chick who went and killed herself? What did he just say? I know what he's trying to do, and I know I shouldn't fall for it, but damn it, it's working. What was that bitch called again? I can't remember. Oh well, not like she was all that important anyway. She was just a stupid little... Before he can finish that sentence, I decked him in the mouth as hard as I could. I swear I could hear a sickening crack. Honestly, it filled me with pleasure hearing that. He had no idea he had a glass jaw. He stumbled back as he looked at me, dazed and a little confused. Keep her name out of your fucking mouth! Come on, man, I was only playing around. Keep her goddamn name out of your fucking mouth! Jeez, man, chill out. It's not like I said something like Kodano is a fucking slut. My logic and reasoning were gone in that moment, replaced by a hot, intense rage. One moment he was standing hunched over just in front of me. The next, he was on the ground with me kneeling over him, senselessly beating the shit out of him. Other students came by to watch as soon as they heard me yell at him to never say her name again. Just in time to watch the match of the century. Actually, I think it'd be more accurate to call this a massacre, since Joichiro wasn't putting up a fight. After I knocked him to the ground, I put all my weight on his legs and started beating in his face. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care what the consequences were. Don't you ever say her name again, you hear me? I proceeded to keep punching his face in. It sounded like he was trying to speak. What's that? I can't hear you! Daniel, stop! Hearing her voice snapped me out of my trance-like rage. I looked down at Joichiro, who seemed to pass out. All eyes were on me as I stopped beating the daylights out of him, and I got to my feet. Mio took me by the hand, a pleading look on her face. Come with me, Daniel. We need to talk about this. I looked between her and Joichiro lying unconscious on the floor. I looked back at her and nodded. With her hand gripping my wrist, she led me away from all the prying eyes. I don't put up any resistance as she keeps pulling me away. As we keep going, I notice we pass by the cafeteria. Mio? This is important! So in her notes, Mio is mentioned as being kind of like the mom friend. So I guess you could kind of say I expanded on that a bit. You saw that in the previous loop when she, stood up to Joichiro for picking on MC. And then kind of scolded MC afterwards for, provoking him. I think I've even heard some people say that it's like watching a mom scold her two kids. Yeah, so that's kind of why I write her in that particular way. The last time this happened, we got our food before coming out here. This time it seems like we're skipping all that and she's cutting straight to the chase. Mio? I feel a stinging sensation on my cheek. It all happened so quickly. I touched my cheek and looked at Mio. She glared at me with tears in her eyes. What's wrong with you? Do you think Kodano would be happy seeing you this way? Do you think Kodano would be happy seeing you this way? She never would have wanted to see you beating up... She never would have wanted to see you senselessly beating up another student like that, even if it is a jerk like Joichiro. Kodo, I fell to my knees, nearly falling to the ground before putting my arms out to support me. I feel something run down my cheek. Blood? No. Mio might be stronger than she looks, but she didn't slap me hard enough to make me bleed. No. Tears. Why now of all times? I end up sobbing uncontrollably, just imagining what Kodano would think of me right now. I haven't cried like this since the day she died. Since the day my grandmother died. Since I lost two people that meant the world to me. Mio gets closer to me, putting her hands on my shoulders before bringing me close to her. It's okay. I know you didn't mean to hurt him. I'm sorry. It's okay, Daniel. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Talk to me. What's wrong? There's more to this than just Kodanoa, isn't there? I don't... It takes a moment to calm myself down. I haven't cried in front of anyone like this in a long time. If Old Man was here, he'd make fun of me for being so weak to break down and cry like that. Crying in front of a girl on top of it all. Well, that bastard isn't here, thankfully. I inhale and try to compose myself as I get to my feet. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Fine, but you better not call the goons with their white nets to take me away. Mio looks at me astonished before nodding. We both sit down at the fountain. Okay, so this is going to sound bizarre, but this is actually the third time I've experienced this day.
What?
Yeah. I already knew about Natsuki's death because I've gone through this exact same damn day already. Each time's been a little different, but it's the same damn day. Same weather, same lessons, everything. This time, I just spoke to some girl named Aiko and got Jorichiro on my case. It's all thanks to that freak chick Amy. So, yeah, he's even kind of... Since some people were confused about that, he even says right here, like, yeah, since he provoked Jorichiro. He didn't do that before, well, in the very first loop. He did in the next one, and then he did it here, so... She told me something about how to save Natsuki's life. She told me this story about some guy called Tarankos and how he can turn back time. I glanced between Mio and the ground, struggling to look at her. Her eyes widened and she hung on my every word. I don't know how she did it, but she got me to do this weird ritual, and before I knew it, here I am, reliving this goddamn day over and over again. And for what? I actually saw how Natsuki died, Mio. I actually broke into her house like a fucking criminal, and I hate myself for it. My grandma would be crying in shame if she could see me right now. Hell, Mom would be disappointed, and Kodono would never want to talk to me again. The real criminal, though, is her piece of shit dad. I had to watch him splatter her brains all over her bed like a coward when his little double suicide plan didn't work out. I still see her in my mind, Mio. That day.
You mean?
I nod. I'm losing my fucking mind over here, and I don't know what to do about it. I know I'm supposed to save Natsuki's life, but what the hell does that mean? You didn't see what I saw. It's like I'm going through this all over again and I'm lost. I can feel my mind spiraling out of control as I slam my face in between my hands. When I'm done, she stands up and grabs one of my wrists and hoists me to my feet. The hell? Hey, I thought you weren't going to call them to take me away.
I'm not. Just come with me. There's someone we need to talk to about this.
What about lunch?
Forget lunch! We have to hurry. Besides, if you really are repeating the same day, you can eat later.
I follow behind closely as she drags me by the wrist back into the school. With Mio dragging me around, we navigate through the corridors, dodging some suspicious glances as we did so. I'm pretty sure by now everyone knows how I almost killed Jorichiro. I wouldn't be surprised if the police would be getting involved soon. What are we doing here? Considering what happened earlier, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be arrested if I stay here too long.
I know that, Daniel. That's why we have to hurry.
I don't know how this is going to help. If you stay with me, you'll probably be arrested as my accomplice. Mio ignores my little joke as we head up the stairs that lead to the roof. I don't think I've really been out on the roof like this before. It's practically dead out here. The only other person I see is a girl with violet hair and amethyst eyes reading silently to herself. Wait a minute. I know her. Before I can say anything, Mio continues dragging me by the wrist, taking me right over to her. As I get a closer look, my suspicions are confirmed. Yeah, without a doubt. Yuri Katsura.
Yuri? Oh, Mio. I don't usually see you up here. I know it's super sudden, but we've got some trouble. He needs your help.
She looks over at me curiously. Yuri is Kodonoa's cousin, so while we are somewhat acquainted with each other, it's not like we're exactly buddy-buddy or anything.
Trouble? What do you mean? The kind of trouble I think only you and Kodonoa would know how to solve.
Her eyes widen as she glances between me and Mio. She closes her book and stands up.
Daniel has some kind of curse put on him. He mentioned the name Tarankos. We've no time to lose, then. I know you'd rather not skip school, but... No, this is of far more importance than school if he is involved.
I hate to interrupt, but could we move it along before the police show up? Their expressions.
Police? Dear Lord, what are you talking about? Daniel kind of beat Jorichiro within an inch of his life for talking bad about Kodonoa.
Yuri stared at me blankly before putting a hand on my shoulder.
I understand. Admittedly, I wouldn't appreciate that delinquent for bad-mouthing my cousin either. Although I can't say I agree with your approach. Let's hurry through the back of the school. I know a few ways to get out of the school discreetly.
If you don't mind me asking, any particular reason why?
Well, let's just say I'd rather avoid interacting with too many people, especially after my cousin's unfortunate passing.
We don't say much as we weave through the hallways and out of the school.
We've made it. Quick, come inside.
Oh, inside. Okay, well. Was it like that before? I don't know. Jeez. Wait, I've seen this area before. Natsuki's house isn't too far from here. It's practically right across the street. Yuri unlocks the door and holds it open for us as Mio and I scurry inside. Yeah, see, I did it correctly here, but I don't know what happened with the other one. She locks it behind us and proceeds to close the blinds.
We should be fine here. I doubt anyone followed us. Now then, Daniel, tell me exactly what happened. How did you get mixed up with him?
We all sit down on the couches in the living room. I more or less tell her the same stuff I told Mio, minus some of the emotional breaking down I had with her. Her eyes widen when I got to the part with Amy, and she holds her hand to interrupt me.
You said Amy told you the tragedy of Tarankos the Tyrant. You also said she somehow coerced you into performing this ritual. Tell me how she did that.
I don't remember exactly, but I just remember she started to sing this song. The next thing I knew, my body started moving on its own, and everything after that gets a little patchy.
This is worse than I thought. I initially figured you willingly went along with her plan, but on the contrary. You are being controlled, Daniel. Amy sang that song to make you do what she wanted.
What? How the hell does that work?
Perhaps I should explain a few things. Kodonoa never told you about her heritage, but I know she was tempted to since she trusted you so much. I kind of only knew because Kodo trusted me so much. I just didn't know the full extent of everything.
Tell me what? What about your heritage? Neither of you are making any sense here. Stop keeping me in the dark already and give it to me straight.
Yuri, it's only proper that you tell him everything yourself. Very well. You see, Daniel, Kodo and I are descendants of a tribe of dark magic users called the Dark Interlopers. My ancestors renounced the ways of that brutish cult long ago after they saw through the lies and the atrocities the Dark Interlopers committed. After this awakening, they immediately sought to escape from that insane cult and the horrors they committed. Kodo and I don't have any sort of magic power, but our family held onto a lot of the old texts and artifacts the Dark Interlopers used. These consist of a lot of spells and rituals, shared to them by none other than Zaretha and Tyrankos himself.
Wait a minute, who's Zaretha?
You don't know who Zaretha is? I thought Amy told you the story of Tyrankos.
Well, she mentioned 2 brothers and a floozy. Is that supposed to be Zaretha?
Well then, how oddly convenient for her to admit that... how oddly convenient for her to omit that part of the story. Very well. Allow me to fill in the blanks. In a distant realm far from our own, there lived 3 siblings. Ardicus the Creator, Tyrankos the Time Wizard, and their younger sister Zaretha, who was able to create and destroy life at will. While the true brothers contributed greatly to their society and earned those titles, Zaretha did not. Unlike Ardicus, Zaretha was very selfish and lusted for power. If anything, she was feared and hated by many. She was incredibly vain and thought only of herself. She never once thought about those she hurt in her wake. It was also said she used her beguiling looks and magic abilities to seduce men into It was also said that she used her beguiling looks and magic abilities to seduce men into doing her bidding. Her shamelessness was unparalleled. That damnably audacious woman.
Creating and destroying life at will? That's a scary thought.
She became a great threat, which prompted Ardicus and Tyrankos to team up and put a stop to her. Overpowered by their teamwork, Zaretha was banished to a place known only as the Pit.
For centuries, the bottom of the deepest seas have been shrouded in mystery and superstition. Some say it's a hostile place inhabited by the strangest creatures. Others that it's a prison for the most dangerous outcasts.
Some say it's a hostile place filled with dangerous creatures. Others say it's a prison for outcasts with irredeemable souls. Despite being imprisoned by her older brothers, she could still interact with those she had a connection to. And so she manipulated and tricked Tyrankos into betraying Ardicus. His mind was already fractured by a terrible accident. She took advantage of this to make him believe Ardicus had plans to betray him. In short, Zaretha is nothing more than a cruel manipulator and a seductress who used her magic, looks, and prowess to get what she wanted. That song you mentioned is most likely Zaretha's song, which was something only passed down to a certain bloodline within the Dark Interlopers.
If that's the song Amy used, then does that mean...
There isn't a doubt in my mind. Amy is also a descendant of the Dark Interlopers. Unlike my family, though, it sounds as though hers is still rooted in carrying out the will of Tyrankos.
What am I supposed to do, then? I don't know how to deal with this crap.
I wish I knew.
What are you saying?
I only know a little bit about the dealings of the Dark Interlopers, but my mother forbade me from ever looking into it too much. When grandmother died, my mom and aunt inherited some of the ancient texts and artifacts she amassed in the hopes of keeping them out of the hands of ordinary people. I imagine Aunt Tsubasa was very much the same when it came to how she raised Kotonoha. Even if the answer was in one of these texts, it would take us forever to go through it all before time loops again. There's also no guarantee that it's in one of the books in this house. For all I know, the answer could very well be somewhere in the books residing in Kotonoha's house.
Shit. I'm so screwed now, aren't I?
Maybe not. Please, resume your story and tell me more about what you experienced in those time loops.
Okay, well, I mean, Yuri's voice is also a little difficult for me to do for a long time. Not as much as Kotonoha, or Kotonoha's. Kotonoha's voice is fine for me to do. Not as much as Akane's. Akane's wears down on my throat. Yuri's leaves me kind of feeling lightheaded. I let out a deep sigh and tried to regain my composure. I tell her about how I broke into Natsuki's house to look for some clues, only to bear witness to her death and relive the painful memory of seeing her. Yuri stops me before I can utter Kodonoa's name, meekly putting her hand on top of mine.
You've been through so much, Daniel. I'm so sorry you got entangled in this. If only Kodonoa were here. She would have been a lot more helpful than me, that's for sure. Yuri, no, don't say that!
The fact that you're even listening to me and trying to explain all this is more than enough, Yuri. You're helping plenty. Yuri gives a timid smile as she looks away from me. I'm caught off guard when she suddenly gets up from the couch suddenly.
Wait a minute, there might be a small way I can help. I might not be able to stop time from resetting, but I can at least manipulate what gets reset.
Before Mio and I can say anything, she rushes out of the room. And now we're listening to Akane eating lunch by herself. Yeah, well, did I mention that this mod pretty much takes music from every single project we had before this? So you might say that Shattered Time Rewind, aside from being a celebration, or like a tribute to the original Shattered Time, you could also say it's like a tribute or celebration of Team Trader as a whole, as, you know, like, it literally takes some elements from our past projects. Like Akane's birthday, for example, it uses a lot of the music from that. And then obviously, most of the story from Shattered Time, the original. And then, well, you'll see eventually, but there are also some sort of throwbacks to Forlorn Heart, Captive Heart. You heard a little bit of Wicked Witchcraft, like the fact that this is the same house that Yuri lived in, as well as the music when he's talking to Aiko. But anyway. She returns moments later with what appears to be a jewelry box. So, what's in there? It's a fist! Okay, no.
Something that should be... something that should hopefully be of some help to us.
She sits back down and opens the jewelry box, revealing an assortment of rings, pendants, puzzle pieces, and even some heavy-looking padlocks. Strangely enough, they all look like they were made from the same metal.
Everything in here is crafted from pure xenothioid metal. I've never heard of that kind of metal. I'd have been shocked if you did. This metal is forged and crafted through dark interloper alchemy. Ancient alchemy Taranko shared the secret to. Its properties allow it to cancel and nullify magic. As such, it will remain wherever it is, and in whatever condition it is, no matter what sort of magic is performed on it. That includes anything from Tarankos.
That's nice and all, but how is this going to help me? Yuri reaches into the box and pulls out 2 rings. Not 7 rings. This ain't no Ariana Grande music video. Okay, well. She takes one for herself and hands one over to Mio.
Objects made from xenothioid can affect some of the things around them, or the people around them, so long as they have it on them at all times.
Listen to the funny lady, as she educates you.
At the very least, now that we know about the time reset, Mio and I can be prepared to help you by keeping our memories intact from each loop.
That's actually kind of helpful. She reaches in and pulls out a pendant and a lock and a key in it, handing them to me.
The pendant is just for an emergency, but I doubt you'll need it since you're the one with the curse. Your memories will carry over by default. As for the lock, if you have some kind of large box or even a door it can latch onto, use it there. Perhaps if you find any clues, you can keep them with you without having to lose them when time resets.
Rests. Okay, well. It was meant to be resets, but... That's right. I found Natsuki's diary right before I ran into that psychopath father of hers.
While I don't condone stealing, we're in some rather dire straits here.
And Mio is not happy. She's disappointed in you.
Disappointed!
Oh, damn it.
Whatever clues you can find, make sure you hold on to them at all costs.
Oops. Okay.
So you need to do what you must to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Right.
I think we still have a little over 2 hours before the start of the next loop, based on what you've told me. I think it might be best to stay here, at least until that time comes.
Yeah. We've already ditched school. I'm pretty sure the police are out looking for me as well. Yeah, she's really not happy. Mio rolls her eyes at me disapprovingly as she gets up from the couch to go into the kitchen.
I have to say that I never would have expected you to lash out at Joichiro in that way. I know he's...
stupid. A pain in the ass.
Not the words I would have chosen, but yes. Anyway, even so, I never would have imagined you'd have done that. You've certainly changed from the time we've met, Daniel.
Yeah, well, things change.
I'll say, you've almost completely changed. I'm surprised you didn't become a delinquent or join a gang.
Yeah, I changed this line because so many people were not aware of delinquent culture within Japanese... delinquent, like, you know, how they are in Japanese culture. And I got quite a few people here like, I don't know what that's a reference to, and I'm like... Well, I mean, I'm just here like, if you watch JoJo, if you play Persona, but... so I decided, yeah, I'm just gonna take that out since... Yep, sorry for trying to make any references to Japanese culture, but fine.
It seems everything changed the day Kodonoha left this earth.
I stay silent. After all this time, I never really thought about it before. At the time, I already had enough bullshit in my life courtesy of my deadbeat dad, but the day Kodonoha died, I felt like I lost something. A part of myself.
Oh, my apologies. I was overstepping my boundaries, wasn't I?
No. It's fine. It's just... I don't know how to respond to that, honestly.
Kodonoha wouldn't want to see you feeling this way, Daniel. She would have wanted to see you happy and living a good life.
Well, that's easier said than done. Otherwise, I'd probably be doing that right about now.
She was always better at this kind of thing. I'm sorry I can't be of any further help to you, Daniel.
You've already done enough for me, Yuri. Don't sweat the big stuff. Not even the therapist my mom sent me to have done anything to help with the healing process.
All right, Daniel. I suppose in light of this new information, I'll see what I can do to figure out a solution to this predicament.
We don't have a lot of time, though.
Well, yes, relatively speaking. As much as I'm not one to miss school, I feel like it is a necessary means to search for answers.
Wait, you're gonna ditch school?
Only because I need time to look through what texts and relics that were left over from grandmother, not because I inherently want to, Daniel.
Oh, right.
Please don't feel bad, Daniel. Besides, you said the day has repeated itself twice already, correct?
The funny lady is here to make you feel better. Well, yeah, but I mean...
You have no reason to worry. Nothing will happen to my academics, considering I can simply repeat the day once everything has been corrected.
I guess you're right. The funny lady has spoken. Still, though, making you miss school on my account just doesn't sit right with me.
Well, at least that part of you is very much the same.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, never mind.
Wait, so if you're going to ditch school, should I not bother with it either?
I don't think that would be a wise decision, Daniel. After all, you're at the center of this curse. Mio and I are now outliers thanks to you revealing the truth to us. Even more so due to the use of these artifacts.
Figures.
I know you detest school, but it's important that you go about the day as per usual, as to not cause any major disturbances.
Amy said the Tarankles would punish me if I don't follow the rules of this whole thing. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure if that's the case, but it wouldn't be wise to tempt fate now, would it?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Don't worry, Daniel. I'll still go to school with you.
We both look over to see Mio walking in with some cups of freshly made tea for us on a tray.
Oh, I was wondering where you had gone off to, Mio.
And now Akane's waking up. Okay, well.
I figured we could use a little tea break after all the sneaking around we did today. Among other things.
You're not going to let it go, are you?
How do you expect me to, Daniel? If I'm being honest, what I saw back there was just really scary for me.
Mio sets the tray down on the table in front of us as she takes a seat besides Yuri.
I'm just hoping you never do anything like that again to anyone. Even if it's someone like Jodichiro, what you did wasn't right.
Ugh, I know that, Mio. I lost myself back there. That's all there is to it.
Just promise me you won't lose yourself like that again. I don't like seeing that side of you.
I make no promises, but I'll do my best not to snap like that again.
Oh, Daniel, what am I going to do with you?
The girls chat with each other as I try to relax and enjoy my tea. Thinking about it, I haven't really had tea since... Wow. The more I think about it, the more I feel like maybe I did lose a part of myself the day Kodonoha died. I look at my watch. It's almost time. I put the pendant around my neck and place the lock and key in my pocket. As I sit back down, Amy crosses my mind again. Hey, Yuri? The girl stopped talking and turned to look at me. You said that you and Mio are outliers in this whole curse thing, right?
Technically speaking, yes. Only due to our interventions. Why do you ask?
Something Amy said about her not being aware of time looping didn't sit right with me. Like, maybe she is aware, but she's trying to downplay things. Is there a chance Amy's memories are carrying over for her as well?
I'm not sure, but if she is aware, then it might be due to her being the one who's... Then it might be due to her being the one to set up the ritual. By proxy, since she had you perform the ritual, she might have some knowledge. Or possibly not. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a conclusive answer for you right now. My apologies.
That's okay. I was just wondering since she checked in with me before the start of the previous loop. Just like clockwork.
That reminds me, Daniel. I think it's best that you keep my involvement a secret from her.
I wasn't really planning on telling her, but alright. Any reason why?
If Amy really is a descendant of the Dark Interlopers, there's no telling what she would do if she found out about my heritage. I've heard stories of some of those fanatics going around and executing any blood traitors they could find.
Damn. Alright, in that case, I'll make sure I don't say anything to her about you helping me.
Thank you, Daniel. Goodness, I'm glad you brought this up to me before the start of the next loop. Or before the start of the next time loop.
Considering how much you're willing to help me, the least I can do is make sure you're safe from that psychotic bitch. I take another look at my watch. School should be over soon. I wonder if Amy is going to be looking for me. Crap, what am I going to say to her if time loops again?
Considering what happened, I don't think it's too crazy for her to think that you're trying to lay low and avoid any unwanted attention.
Maybe. She's there with her arms behind her back, like you see, the way Mio, like, the way she's presented to me even gives me, like, that vibe of, like, she's, like, this cute, quiet, reserved girl who was brought up to be, you know, like, sweet and polite to everyone and be, like, a prim and proper lady. So, I literally cannot see her as being, like, anything else besides, you know, what the notes make her out to be, as well as, like, just looking at her sprites and kind of seeing, you know, like the way she presents herself, at least to me, that's the vibe I've always gotten from her. And I mean, considering, God, the first time I ever saw her was in the mod called Club Taker, which, you know, that was a long time ago. Like, that was my first ever introduction to Mio. And for the most part, like, I think it got her down pretty much exactly like the notes, and it got me curious, like, I want to know more about this character, and then, well, here we are, almost, well, a little over 4 years later after Team Trader was founded, and, like, we're using her in many different projects, and we still plan to use her in many more. Maybe. I hope she buys it. As I put my cup of tea back down, the room starts spinning and I feel my strength getting sapped from me. As I slump over on the couch, there's a loud pounding at the door.
Open up! This is the police! Come out with your hands up!
My arms forcibly clamped together as I bounded, just like before. As I feel my consciousness fade, the last thing I see are Mio and Yuri exchanging worried looks as Yuri gets up to look through the peephole in the door. Sadly, I don't have the energy to worry about them right now as I feel myself fade away. June 3rd, 2019 again. Okay, so now gonna go ahead and save it there. And then we'll go ahead and continue the next loop in the next video. So next time, now that we kind of have a game plan, let's see how things change. But anyway, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with What Else I Do. Stay golden and later, folks.